Testing 1, 2, 3. So we're going to be starting in a couple of minutes. Shut off this light. Okay, good morning everyone. It's Wednesday morning. We're going to do the 24 movement simplified form. We'll run through some of the warm-ups, then we'll go through the posture and the sequence. If you've been following, hopefully you've been working with the sequence and developing, some of the movements that are being taught as a sequence and working through the postures. So if you've been following, you notice that I kind of set up the mirrors like this, so hopefully you get sort of a better perspective, because now you can see from all different angles, and hopefully that's going to be helpful, because mapping out the form and moving in directions actually sort of alters the way you can follow the form because of the mirror imaging and sometimes following from behind. So that's either same side or opposite side. That's very confusing for a lot of people. So hopefully this setup will work. I don't really know because I can't see what you're seeing from the camera, but based on the recent classes that I've been doing online or on Zoom, I could see that I have to change the visuals in order for the student to actually see what's going on, especially with a single camera shoot. All right, so we'll start off with our feet shoulder width like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, next we're going to go up, reach down, go for the toes, or slide down the shins and reach. 1, 2, 3 to your right, to your left, go to center, inhale, exhale, hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3 to your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, one more time, hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3 to your right, 2, 3 to your left, 2, 3, center, inhale, exhale. Hands on your waist, rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Okay, we reverse again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, center. Cross your forearms, hold your kneecaps, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Okay, hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Center. Rotating. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and center, and stop. So stretch it out a little bit. I'm going to move. Always fix this mirror. It's a little bit off like that. Okay, ready? Stretch out. Work your position. So this helps with the downward postures. Stretching helps to increase the range of motion. It does add much more flexibility in your lower body, and it's actually good to stretch out to take out some of the tension that would affect your lower back. And switch. Okay, now we're going to straighten the front knee. Now this is going to get the back of the legs. Go down as deep as you can. Use your arms to support your upper body so you can control the stretch. Don't just free fall into the stretch, because you're going to stress the muscle. You possibly could injure yourself if you go too quickly into a stretch. So take your time, work it slowly, try to release the muscles. It's really what's creating some of the tension in the muscle, so that it doesn't release enough for you to increase the range of motion. Unfortunately, stretching for people that are not used to this is very painful. It's a natural course, because if you're not very flexible and you don't stretch, you have a reflex that doesn't allow that to happen, because it doesn't want you to hurt yourself. But ironically, if you stretch, it doesn't allow you to hurt yourself, because it kind of helps you increase your range of motion, so the resting state is not going to be as tense. So flexibility is maintained. Getting there is a little bit tougher than it takes to sustain it, or actually to build flexibility. So, it's one of those things that, if you don't like to stretch, you still have to do some. Regardless of what age you are, you have to actually go through some type of stretching so the muscles can get some type of expansion and contraction. So releasing the tension. Now, the inner thighs are what most people don't like to stretch, because Most people don't spread their legs beyond shoulder width. If you spread it 1.5 times shoulder width to make a V stance, then that's about the extent of it. So the inner muscles, the adductors, really have to be worked on in order to get your legs to spread out. And is there a benefit to that? Definitely there's a benefit to range of motion in the hip. And you release, you can sit down, you can transfer from side to side. You don't always have to go to a full straight leg position, because between the two legs you have to develop this transition to go from side to side. So keeping the vertical body, and then without leaning, it's a little bit more challenging to keep the stance position. So this is, one of the positions that you have. You're working in up near the hip here, and it really helps to open up way up in the groin area. So you build strength and flexibility. That's what you're doing. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So stretching, regardless of what type of stretching you do, not too forceful. Stretch one leg at a time is better than just jumping into splits, because that's pretty stressful on the body if you're not used to it. So you can use the back of a sofa, you can use stretch bars, kitchen counters are the perfect height. Your spouse might not want you to put your feet on the counter, but it's okay, you just have to wipe it down. But the thing is, stretching, with the counter, you can stretch one leg at a time. You can use a stool to support yourself, to do the shifting, to pick up some of your body weight, because weight is what's going to be, going into that stretch. So if you put too much weight too early, you can potentially pull or even tear a muscle. So you have to be very careful about that. Okay, shoulder rolls, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do a few bigger circles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, so we do a lot of twisting, a lot of turning to keep the back and the waist and the lower lumbar area kind of more flexible because of the twisting. So we need to twist and turn a lot when we do the Tai Chi, because without twisting and turning, you really can't create the lines that we need for the movements to be not just aesthetically pleasing, but also to align your posture to find those different positions based on, I call them joint angle positions, but the geometry of position. So this movement actually, when you turn like this, really helps to coordinate your shoulders and your hands and limbs. So there's a lot of rotation or movement here that's beneficial to keep your body syncing up and integrating. Okay, so we go to this way up position like this, to the down position like this, and we're here. And we go the opposite direction. And you're done with that. So now we're going to stretch the hands. or the wrists actually, and the wrist actually is tied to the forearm, so you're stretching this area, the ligaments and the tendons in the joints. That's one direction. Here's the other direction, the top of the forearm. You can feel those muscles in here kind of tight if you're not used to doing this. Okay, sort of the shoulder area here and here. Okay, cross the fingers, stretch out the fingers. So you're integrating the shoulders, the fingers, the arms. Lift the back to the front, invert the hand, get the fingers in the opposite direction. Some people are more flexible than others, so just go to the limit that you can go without feeling pain. If you feel pain, then you should stop way before that happens. Okay, shake it out, cross your hands, and move. You make a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse it. And center. All right, deep breathing. So let's get the legs a little bit here. Work the hips, circular movements, reverse. I'm kind of going through these a little bit quicker now because we're running out of time. We have to do postures in sequence. So here we go, circle movements. So these movements you can do on your own. They're pretty simple to do. Develop a routine, work it on your own at home. These videos are archived. You can just review them. The best thing to do is subscribe and click the notification button. This class will come up at the same time because it's recorded. Just pick a section that you can work on, and it takes time to develop the memory and this discipline to do it on your own. All right, so we're going to start off with our postures. Okay, so this is preparation. And we start from this position to open. First movement is a preparation, then we turn to hold the ball, we step out and lift up. That's this part, the horse's mane, step up, step out. The length of the stance really varies based on the strength of your leg. So, if you're doing it as a wellness or health exercise or maybe to improve balance, you don't have to go super wide simply because your legs won't be conditioned to do that. So this movement is called stork flaps wings. And then we turn to the rear corner so you can see my arm is back here and I fold my hand. This is called brush knee. I toe out. I look to the back corner and you see there's my parallel image in 45 degrees. Now if I step out and I brush knee and push here, you can see I'm squared to the mirror, I'm angled in that position, and then I toe out and I step. So the geometry of position is something that I focus a lot on, because what else can you do but to measure the angles in which we do the movements. So this is going backwards. It's repulse the monkey. It's called retreat and repulse the monkey. Ward off. Roll back. This is grasp the sparrow's tail. And push. Now we're going to turn 180 degree all the way to the other side. Hold the ball, ward off, roll back, press, sink down, go over the top. So you change the movements to accommodate the space. Hook your wrists, you come down the arm, you step out, and you go to the single whip position. Then we turn and we have cloud hands. 1, 2, I'm moving to my left. So this is not mirror image now, even though I'm facing you, you would be going the opposite way. Okay, now here, I get to this point, I get back to here, I hook, and I go back to single whip. I shift my weight, I toe down, I toe up, and this is palm strikes face. And then you do your 2 kicks, one to the corner there and one to there, all right? So that's a section of the form that takes you up to this. You do the 2 grasses, sparrows, pale, cloud hands, and back to single whip. That's a good amount of postures to work with. If you're learning the form, I'm going to review that again with you. So you start off in a parallel position. I'm facing you. Typically it would be mirror image if we're doing warm-ups, but this is the form. So it's not mirror image. It's actually, because in order for me to do mirror image, I'd have to do the form backwards. So what you can see as a mirror image would be those images, or those images, or those images. If the camera shifts to this side, then you'll see me from the back side, and actually most of the movements happen in this direction. So when that camera is focused on my back, you'll see that I'm doing the same side as you. It's a lot easier to follow, but use those mirrors to see what the hands are doing. So, you know, when you're learning online, you have to really put yourself in the space and then try to mimic the movement as if you were in a group setting, all right? So when I start off my feet about 1 inch apart, I shift my weight and I open the stance, and then I do the preparation. Then I turn, adjust my foot so that I can face this direction. Now I do a part the horse's mane movement. Then I toe out. I'm going to do 3 of these. So remember, part the horse's mane is done 3 times. And then we do a half step forward just behind the heel of the forward leg. I turn slightly and I open my hands up to this position, and this is stork flaps wings. I begin to turn to the back side and I set up my hands in the back. I step out and I create a brush knee movement. I toe out and I brush knee again. So you always step and then you do the brush knee movement. Now I got a little bit close to the mirror, so I'm going to step back a little. I'm in the brush knee position. I shift my weight. I change my feet, moving the left foot forward to strum the loop. Okay, so you look in the mirror, if you can see it, that I'm in a slight angled position. Then I turn my hands like this. I pull my foot back to here, and I fold this as I lift my knee. I'm going to do the repulse the monkey 4 times. I fold my elbow and I lift my knee. I fold my elbow and I lift my knee to retreat. Now all of the foot placement and so forth is what you have to play around with to make sure that you go straight back. And on the last one, you don't bring it here, you hold it here, because now we're going to go back to hold the ball. And hold the ball in this position where you kind of check your weight is sort of a basic fundamental position. That's your starting position, and then you would go to ward off. Looks like part the horse's mane, but it's actually a little bit more horizontal. We'll go to the corner, roll back, fold the arms, and then cross the forearms or wrists and press. Separate the hands, sink the elbows, go over the top as if you're going over the circular movement or the sphere, the top of the ball. Now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to turn toward the other side by pivoting, hold the ball, and I repeat the same movement. This is ward off, roll back, press, and push. Okay, now I turn towards you. This is my left hand and my right hand. I hook my wrist, you can see in the mirror in the behind me, to single whip. Okay? So you're in the leaning position, archer stance. This is 45 degrees. This is palm facing out. Then I turn back to square up my feet to do cloud hands moving to my left. There's 6 hand movements. And I go back to single whip. So you begin and end with single whip. Then I do that half step shift again to change the feet. Palm strikes face. So from here I fold and I push like that. So that's palm strikes face. You see in the mirror, you have the side view, if you can see that. I go to the corner, I lift up, and I do a heel kick. I go down in front, and I'm facing that corner. So I'm parallel to this mirror, which is set up at 45 degrees. Now when I sit back and I turn toward the mirror, now I'm facing the mirror, but I have to be in that corner in order to lift down and up to do another heel kick. So I hold it up, heel kick, and then I hook, then I'm here. Now I'm facing this mirror, 90 degrees to the front, and I go down, the downward posture, then I go up the leg, I press down here, and I lift this knee for the golden cockroach. Then I turn this way, I hook the wrist, I scoot down or squat down, I go up the leg, so I come down and up the leg, I reach this point, this hand's going to go down, I straighten this foot, and I lift up. Okay, then I'm going to step to this corner. I'm going to do a Jade Lady work shuttle toward this mirror. Hold the ball. Now because I'm facing that way, this is my position. Jade Lady work shuttle like this. Okay? Now I shift again, place my foot right behind the front foot, and I turn to the back, 45. I fold my elbow, and I do the insert needle. This is flat by the thigh. Lift it up, step out, fan through the back. Now as I turn, here's sort of your opposite side of fan through the back, and you notice my feet are almost parallel. This is going to turn toward the front side. That's the side where we're doing all the brush knees. And I turn out and I step up. I punch. I bring the left hand to the outside, spread the hands. I go to the parallel arm position and push. So this is called Leopard and Tiger Springs to Mountain, or there's different names, but it's the parallel push. And then from here, I straighten this foot out. I go to this corner. I lift the hands, and I flatten them, palms down. I open up to a parallel position. I sink the elbows and press down. Then I straighten my knees. Everything resets, and I'm back to the starting position. So that's the complete form. You can see that with the mirrors, I think it would be an asset to get those visuals. At least you have an idea where it's going. So in this instance, like most of the Tai Chi forms, they have one direction that a lot of the movements happen in, so it's easier to follow from behind, but very difficult for me to do this form facing you, because now everything is backwards, and the perspective of seeing me moving towards you becomes a little bit different, because seeing the hands shows you that as a position, but in a form it's backwards, so you're going to have a little trouble reversing it. Or you can see from here that if I do a brush knee with the mirror, you can see what the hands are doing, and you can see that this is the direction you're following, and that image is really right here. So hopefully that was helpful. I went through a lot of the little transitions, with the footwork, and that's a half step. When you're in this position, regardless, this is that step, this is the shift, and this is the adjustment to maintain that posture. When you're in the parallel position and you turn out like this, you check. So that's really the same position at an angle. So really, that's what is that used for? The purpose of that is for you not to sort of step right into the stance. That's actually a term called double weighted. You put too much weight in the forward leg too early. So prematurely setting that leg down doesn't allow you to control your center of gravity, because what we're trying to do is improve balance. The other thing that happens is when you check your weight, whether you put it down or just pass through your center, is to control your center of mass and control where your body's going, but it's really building strength in the supporting leg. So if you want to build more strength in each leg, you have to support your weight. So without actually doing any squats with machines or anything like that, you can strengthen your legs just using your own body weight. Supporting your weight 100% and sustaining it will strengthen your bones and your thigh muscles, as well as the rest of your body. But you'll feel it mostly in the thighs, because it takes a tremendous amount of strength and control when you're moving with your body in 100% weighted position. So that's something to be aware of. So, because it's a weight-bearing exercise, the bone matrix will actually be affected. So you can actually change how your bones would respond to supporting the weight. That's why light people, people with less weight, the tendency is for them to have a little bit more susceptibility to osteoporosis, where someone that's very heavy was carrying a lot more weight, the bones have to support that. So obviously your bones will get stronger in that way. So it's really your body's adapting to the needs. So, that's it for today. It's about 10 o'clock. So hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time. And tune in, subscribe, share this with friends. We're still trying to get to 1,000 viewers. That sounds like not many compared to what other video stations have, where they have like hundreds of thousands of viewers, which I really can't even fathom